Hello and welcome back, Josh, Sam, and anyone else who's watching to Lviv and Let Die. We're back at the beginning of another season for another Supercup and another roundup of transfers. So let's do it. If we look, we've sold a lot of players. We haven't signed anyone though. Out goes Mikhailo Ivanov, the signing from last season on a free from Metalist. Sold him for £2 million to Spartak Moscow, who absolutely wasted all of their money because he's a terrible player. Off he goes. Well done. He did manage to win himself a Ukrainian Cup with us, so good for him. In fact, he's won it. Oh no, he came runner-up, of course, probably to us. We got rid of Vitaly Pavlov, has gone off on loan. We sold Amos Akuegbu to Copenhagen for £7.5 million. Santiago Maya has left to Valencia for £7.5 million. A couple of players on loan. Timur Clement has gone to Lechia Gdansk. Raymond Cullen has left for Forest Green Rovers. Pavel Stokonis, a Polish striker who I signed for £1 million off Pogoń Szczecin. He's not quite developed as much as you'd hope he would, so despite that I made a massive profit on him as we sold him to Dynamo Moscow. The Russian club's obviously too much money for their own good. Another player out on loan to Lechia. Then there was Leonardo Berra, a player who looked when I bought him a couple of years ago to have some, or a year ago maybe, to have some talent, but he's not progressed at all really, so off he goes back to Argentina for a big profit. Nijaz Bajramovic, the good right back we signed from, well actually we signed him from PSG, but he spent 2 years on loan at Swansea. He's getting old. We've got players who are coming through in that position, so why not sell him for double the price we bought him for at the age of 29 to Glasgow Rangers? Why not? And then Yano Ben Ishai has gone out on loan to Rio Ave. We haven't signed anyone, but you'll be wondering how on earth we've sold half of our squad players and our first starting goalkeeper and we're going to be okay. Well, I'll show you the team selection. We've got some good young players coming through. So Eugene Klishnichenko, he's not a starting goalkeeper, but he's our backup goalkeeper for this season. I'll probably replace him. I'll sell him because I think some people were interested in him. If we can get a couple of million for him, which it looks like we may be able to, I'll replace him next year. So we'll keep Marek Seaman in goal for now. At the back, we're going to have to do a little bit of rejigging here, but this is how it's going to be. So Eric Meyer and Musa Kurt are our preferred centre-back pairing. Them and, where is he? Dejan Topalovic. He's also a starter. Usually we would start with Alexiev in the left-back slot, but because he's slightly injured, we're going to have Villamayor, and then we'll have Berdaini as the backup. And then we have right-back Zion Ashkenazi with Osmani as the backup there. There's also this guy, Irakli Takeshelashvili, so that's absolutely not happening. Where did he come from? Where did he go? He came from Dynamo Tbilisi. Set nickname. Oh my goodness me. Oh, he can be called. He can be called Takeshi Castle. Takeshi's Castle. Okay, so Takeshi's Castle. He's at the back, big centre back. He'll be good enough as a sort of rotation option. In fact, to the extent that in this game, no, he can start the Ilichevitz game probably. There you go. Midfield-wise, we have to clear things up again. But so our starting midfield will probably be this one. Actually, it will probably be like that, but we're going to give Naktila a game. With Determined Henry as the other option for Junior there. He's actually slightly better than Junior, but we'll see. Nia Biton, obviously, as our right midfield option, and we've got Daniel Matkowski, the centre midfielder from Poland, who's going to be our backup defensive midfield option. I think in this game we'll just start with that team there, and we can try and... do we need that many defensive options? We can bring in Shahata instead of Osmani. And then up front we have Ivan Merino, who's actually on international duty for a while, Wolfgang Klein, Yuri Kotsadalov, and a young man called Ramon Rodas, who isn't that good, but who isn't actually being able to improve in the in the sort of kids teams below us. He won't get very much time once Ivan Marino is back. In fact, once he's back, I might send him out on loan to like Brasov or something like that to get him some full-time game time. But for now, he's going to be in the starting, in the match day 11. So we're going to play the only team ever to have beaten us in this competition. This is the Supercup. We've only lost one time in this competition. That was to Krivbas. What was that? 4 years ago. So we're looking now to right that wrong. We had before that won 6 in a row. If we put all of our wins together, we've won 9. So that would have been a 10th title stolen from us by Krivbas. So let's go out there and get that 10th title, even though it is only for the Super Cup. Nice one from Musa Kurt. Nice little foul early doors. He got booked straight away. Good lad. Classic Musa Kurt. Near Baton clears, and they apparently won a penalty. Not sure what could have been a penalty there. Long throw though from Aponsa. Here it comes. So we'll do this, and we'll do the Ilichevets game, because Ilichevets are quickly becoming the sort of second team on this. They seem to be in all of our videos, which is obviously not true. They were just in the last one and this one. And I'm going to... So the one position where I'm I'm still not happy is left back. So I would like to replace Villamayor with I'd like it to be the point where Alexeyev is the backup left back and Villamayor is sold in favour of a better left back, because Villamayor is good but not that good, and Alexeyev is better but slightly injury prone. So what I'd like is for Alexeyev to fill the backup spot and we get in just a really, really good left back to replace him. So far that's proving troublesome. I don't know why, but nobody seems to play with left backs, despite the fact that most of the clubs... Oh, Planinsek must do... No, he doesn't. Good save. Bamba now to Patash. Croatian Komi, misses out. Piraka has it, and he's dragged in our right back so that Aponsa was able to make some ground, but then he gets tackled, and now Biton is countering. Lovely run from Biton. Put himself into a little bit of problems there. Junior slips in Klein. Klein has finished, but he was offside. Apparently, I don't know if I agree, but I'm going to take a sip of coffee. And also, it doesn't matter whether or not I agree, because the game has made that decision. Naktel has been given a warning for his complaints. I mean, number 16... I wish it would show you the lines, like I think I mentioned it does on one of the later games. Naktela goes for goal. Lashlo in goal there, making a good save. Naktela puts the ball in towards Biton. Komi's collection and then shot was probably going wide, but it was tipped wide anyway, and it's a corner. Ashkenazi now with the ball. Still going. Maya to Junior. Klein turns and shoots straight into the arms of Lashlo. For some reason, right, and I think, I know what the reason is in terms of the game mechanic, but despite the fact that Shakhtar have been nowhere near the title for years, they are still joint favourites for the title this season with me, which is the same for last year. They've been, and before that they were constantly the standout favourite, and it's because they have the biggest reputation rather than any actual sort of logical. Rather than any sort of quantitative evaluation of a team, so it's not looking at the quality of the players; it's looking at the reputation of the clubs, which is why for ages we were never considered even in with a shot for the title, and now we are joint favourites. It's because we're the second best team in Ukraine according to the Reputation League. Whereas you'd think it would be between us and Krivbas, because Krivbas have been consistently second for I think most of the time that we've been on top, except for 1 or 2 years where I don't know, Karpaty came second 1 year, etc. But I mean, Shakhtar haven't really come close since they last won it 2066, which is 10 years ago. So quite how they're still favourites to win it, I don't know. Lashlo making a good save from another good attempted through ball. Ashkenazi to Planisek. Planisek goes round but curls wide. We're having a lot of wasteful chances. We've had quite a strong pre-season this year rather than the sort of scrambled together mini tournament over 2 days that we had last year. But yeah, I don't know. I'm going to say I'm not happy with them. And then I'm going to calmly say there's a lot more to come. I want to make the most of Eric Myers last year here because I think he's going to be a quality player. Hopefully we can sign him for less than the £30 million that we promised Liverpool. Although we're getting to the point now where we're going to have to start. So I think our transfer record was 7.5 million. I think it still is. We're going to have to get to the point now where we sign players for more than 10 million, which still makes me uncomfortable because I don't think we're in that great a situation financially in terms of the fact that we can't make any money because the stadium's too small. And because we barely, we do fill it out. I think we fill it out to about 98% all the time, but it's just small. I think we got the most money from a match day receipt like 10 years ago, and they won't expand it. So yeah, we're not in a position where we can go splurging 30, 40, 50 million pounds on players because Planisek, Klein scores. Good save from their number one, what's his name, Laszlo, but the ball falls to Klein, who just taps home. Beautiful stuff. Finally, we make the breakthrough. Are they playing? They're not. They're playing. Okay, they're playing 4-5-1 or 4-2-3-1. Bamba to Roldan. Aponsa Junior clears, nicely done. Keep going, lads. Keep going. Afoy, Zungu. Oh, Ashkenazi. You knew it was going to happen. You could see him. Okay. And Ponza with the penalty. And he went the right way and then he stopped. Silly. So that's an immediate equaliser from them. And I suppose you have to say fair enough. Maybe let's push the matter. Let's bring on Determined Henry and Kofi Donkor. Kofi Donkor is a assist machine, so hopefully he can set something up for us against the boys of Cruyff Bas. Kofi Donkor, having come back for barely half a season, is now favoured personnel at the club. Ashkenazi's going to get sent off because he's already on a yellow. Oh, he didn't. Okay, well maybe we should make that. Oh no, he's not on a yellow, but he's playing terribly. What can we do about that? Nothing really. What we could do is this. Oh, could we do that? No. Why? Okay, well, I've done it now. Rodan towards the back post. Maya is beaten in the air, but the ball falls to us, and we manage to clear properly. Come on, Villamayor. Lovely stuff to Klein. Klein turns his man and is running on. Klein goes for it. Laszlo makes a save just down to his right. I'm not sure quite how it looked like it sort of hit the post. It was one of those little sort of slightly glitchy things that you can't tell from this angle what really happened. Planisek to the back post to Determined Henry. Not to the back post, to the edge of the box. And Determined Henry only had to hit it home. It wasn't like it was impeded by anything, but it was a very poor effort. Now we've made a very strange substitution there. Maybe it'll pay off. Who knows? Musa Kerp just beaten in the air. Kofi Donkor tackled by Afoy. Badani. They try to cross the ball, but we take it. Naktela to Klein. Klein scores. Come on, Wolfgang. He's the little wolf. Wolfgang Klein. Klein means small in German. What is that strange little... What are they all doing? Did you see the little celebration they did there? That was fun. And yes, I'm sure you all appreciated Ben's lessons in German. Okay. So it looks like we're probably on for a win here. A little closer than we would have hoped, possibly expected. Naktela. Oh, they've gone 4-3-3. What does that mean? Nothing. They've actually gone slightly more defensive. Klein with the ball now. To Kofi Donkor. Kofi Donkor to Croatian Komi. Determined Henry. It's a shame that... so Kofi Donkor is the only... Oh, Planinsek, yes. Kofi Donkor is the only non-striker in the Lviv favoured personnel lists. All the rest of them are all strikers, and me, the manager. But yeah, it's a slightly strange thing. Like, it would be nice to have like big. I would have said that Big George and Mick and Lashagogwa should have been at least on the sort of icons list, considering they were playing for the club during those Champions League era and throughout the early league wins. I would have also said that Determined Henry, I would have thought, would have been on there. Speaking of which, Determined Henry, could have had another one. Could have late surge of goals here, but no, it's okay. Second half performance from everybody, really, because they also did well in the second half. But we won 3-1. Congratulations. Let's go Control C, Control V, and now we have a Super Cup win to our name to add to everything else. Let's just refresh that. We've now got 10 Super Cups, 8 FA Cups, and 9 League Championships. So well done, everybody. We did our job and we got there in the end. Their player, for some reason, didn't even make the top scorers list, despite being only one of 3 men. Oh, and I just got an achievement. I don't know if you can see that, for trophy hoarding. For winning, what's that for? Winning 20 cups, is it? You've won 20 cup competitions. Okay, so there you go. I've won 20 cup competitions as Lviv manager, which I assume is the 10 Super Cups, 8 FA Cups, and 1 Champions League and 1 Club World Cup, I guess. But anyway, there we go. 4 times in a row for the Super Cup. What I really like is just, oh yeah, Lviv, you're the boys now. We've actually beaten Krivbas in a lot of those finals. 1, 2, 3, 4 of those finals have been against Krivbas. Let's see if that's done anything for our favoured personnel. No, Konsadalov, Bellinger, Merino, Rosic, all icons. Planinsek, a legend. Kofi Donkor, a favoured personnel. Our season ticket price is £31, and yet we only have 9,000 season ticket holders, which does sort of blow my mind. Let's go quickly and just try one more time for a stadium upgrade. Nope, never mind then. And then let's take on Mariupol, Ilichevets Mariupol. Save my changes, please. Yes. And now get ready for work, I suppose. I've got about 20 minutes left. We'll play Ilichevets, and then we'll be back after Christmas for the inevitable agonising defeat on away goals and or penalties in the Champions League. Should be fun. That's why I want a better left back, because I know we could probably get by with our terrible left back. Well, with our fine left backs now, but it's not good enough for the Champions League. Record attendance is actually the biggest attendance in the Ukrainian Super Cup. Was actually set by Metalist before. When was that? 2066. What? Oh, that one there. Must have been back here then, somewhere. I can't remember. Didn't even see what date it said. 2056. When was that? 2056. Metalist at home. It was in the same stadium. Oh, whatever. That was back in the days when different teams used to win things. I just realised that Odessa has won it. I don't know if that must be in our list, but Odessa and Ilichevets have won that cup. Yeah, Odessa back in 2057. They are on there. Good. And Ilichevets Mariupol. But this is the dominant era of FC Lviv. Leicester are after Egbert van Loon. I shall issue a hands-off warning. Actually, in fact, Egbert van Loon needs to go out on loan somewhere. So let's move him to Brasov. They want Walt Vaz. I'm going to say no. And Dogachev is going on loan to Rostov. He's actually pretty good. He could probably play in the team now, but we were going to give Makovsky a game. And then Dogachev will be the one that joins the first team next year. Walt Vaz is another player in that same position. He's also pretty good. I'm trying to get him to go somewhere, but for some reason it won't let me. Well, possibly because he's just been under a transfer offer. Or is he going to now complain and want a new... No. Where'd he go then? Vaz, squad. There we go. Move to affiliate. Let's send you to Himki. See if we can get you out. Good. And then this is what's happening in the Champions League qualifiers. Oh, Liverpool won it last year. Liverpool won the Champions League, which I checked was the first time in 70 years that they'd won it, because it was 2005 was the last time they had won the Champions League. And then they didn't win it again until 2075. Imagine. that and their ridiculously long league drought means that they've completed quite a good turnaround, because I think they were relegated way back in like the early 2000s, the early 2010s or 20s. They were relegated into the Championship, and they spent a couple of years down there, them and Everton together, and then they've sort of bounced back and now reclaimed their spot at the top, which is good. It's nice to see. Yeah, Vit Masek now off to FK Khimki in the Russian Premier League. They'll be battling against relegation, one would think, so it'll be good for a defensive midfielder to earn his spots or stripes. And we are now just where was that? The odds are pretty much in our favour here. I'm hoping for a good performance today. The break went well. Our preparation is complete. Regular team in mind. I think our squad is strong, but clearly Harris is great. Oh yeah, Stal Alchevsk have come back up. They're up here for the first time in a long time. I believe I'm not wrong in saying that they were one of those teams that absolutely tanked it when they did come up. No wins, 5 draws. It's not that bad considering that I think one of the teams... Well, the year before Arsenal Bieltsevka got 3 points. So hopefully they can do better than their 5 they got the year before, or when the last time they were in the Premier League. But I suspect they won't. Although that said, recently teams coming up have done a little bit better. There you can see the sort of standard as it was, like barely 16 points between the two teams. Last season they both stayed up, so there is a potential for these teams to actually come up and stay up, which would be cool. It means that I don't know whether it means the second league is getting better. It's possible, because if the Ukrainian Premier League is improving in terms of its rating, then our second division should slowly start to get better as our teams get relegated into it. Particularly last year, where we had 2 established teams go down. That should, I suppose, start to sort of drag things up in that league below. Takeshi's Castle, he's going to start his first game for the club today, so I don't think I'm going to be selling him. Let's go up here a bit. Like Forest Green, I had such a good player, and he didn't end up signing for us. He went, in fact, to FC Copenhagen. Although, interestingly, the manager from FC Copenhagen has left FC Copenhagen. The man that kept beating me, he's become a manager of a Premier League side. I can't remember which one it was. In fact, it might be West Brom, because West Brom, having been taken over by a billionaire owner, after 2 years finally got promoted into the Premier League and have now... Let me just see if I can find that. No, fuck off. Leave me alone, guys. Everyone just go away. Huddersfield. Okay, so West Brom. I think it's them. Yes, Sean Lewis is manager of West Bromwich Albion. Was he manager of them before? I think he might have been. History. Oh no, it's Leicester and Brighton. Okay. Yeah, so he's had this ridiculous run as Copenhagen manager where he's now a legend. And now he's taken over West Brom, who are very rich, so we'll see whether or not he can start to turn around them as well, turn them into Premier League winners. We'll never know. Well, we will know. We'll just see. Marino's away on international duty still. What the hell is he doing? What the hell are Peru doing? Are they playing in Copa America? Yeah, they. Oh my God, they're only at the beginning of it as well. Jesus. All right, so we won't have him for the rest. Oh, because we're only in July, of course. Yeah. Okay, so we won't have Marino for a few weeks. Let's go to the back and do what we said we would do. So we're going to give Takeshi's Castle a game. Is he right-footed? He is, right. So we'll give Takeshi's Castle a run out instead of Musa Kurt. But we'll pair him with Dejan Topalovic to give him a little bit of preparation and practice. Ashkenazi didn't play well, so let's bring on Agron Osmani. In terms of other players, we'll let Ibrahim Shahata start. And actually, no, we won't do too many. We won't start too many players new. So let's do that then, and then we can play. You can be number 14. Why is your unregistered thing going red? Okay, so they've got a player who's going to make his debut and 200th appearance. Have we got anything interesting? Takeshi's Castle set to make his league debut. Bedani, Kofi Donkor, Nir Biton. Okay, so we'll probably bring those guys on. We might give Roman Redos a game as well, or Ramon Redos. See what he can do, especially if we're winning like we were in the last game of the season. That 7... Was it 7 in the end, or was it even more? The ridiculous win that we had against them. If we're getting that sort of levels, I'll bring him on. Takeshi's Castle wins an early header. Nice early ball through to Shahata. And Sabot saves. That would have been nice to have an assist within 30 seconds of your debut. To Palovic, to Planinsek. Klein can just pass it to fucking Palovic. Planinsek, sorry. Biton hits the post, and Biton has another shot deflected wide by number 17 there. Hoha. Junior's ball comes in to Palovic. Takeshi's Castle. Oh, that would have been great. But alas, no. Junior towards Takeshi's Castle, but it goes off for a goal kick. That was quite the swinging corner. Muesli up front there for Ilichevitz, Croatian Commie. I haven't yet noticed Krivbas embarking on any kind of fire sales, so obviously their financial situation hasn't deteriorated to the point where they've just got no money. It seems that they simply don't have loads of money to buy in players. It will be good to see them finally fall, but for now we'll have to content ourselves with simply letting them slowly decline. Nikolaev clears massively, and now it's a foot race between Osmani. Oh, not really at all. Osmani gets there way ahead of Munteanu. And they're still going though. Muesli, Topalovic, nice tackle. Biton with it. Is he going to go on a rampaging run? Nope, he's just going to kick the ball out of play. Cool. Hoha. His throw goes to Biton, who finds Klein. He goes wide. Shahata, big ball across to Planinsek. Junior and Commie. Planinsek turns straight at Sobot, and apparently that's an embarrassing miss. I mean, not embarrassing. I would say it's just a poor effort. Osmani, with the composure of anyone, with lots of composure, just smashing the ball off. Junior in to Palovic, doesn't quite get there. To Palovic, can he give it back to Junior? He tries. Some terrible passing. To Palovic. Shahata with the ball. Can he go for it? Oh, he's at the crossbar. And absolutely... come on. Sobot now to Palovic. Planinsek. Come on now. I mean, you have a feeling that we're definitely going to score in this game, but it's just frustrating. It's taking a frustratingly long time. Munteanu with a long-range effort. That's their only shot they've currently had. We're absolutely dominating them. Not dominating possession. I do like that my team is almost never dominant in possession. Klein heads it on to nobody. Cool. Sobot to Takadzi. Semba, Shahata. Munteanu, nicely done. Villamayor to Junior. Croatian Commie gives it to Planinsek, to Klein. Wow. I mean, he works his way past the man, and then instead of trying to make it an easier shot, because he didn't really do much in terms of... Osmani gets there again. Now, Osmani's a good player. Not world class. Clearly not as good as that Bajramovic, but still. To Palovic, every time getting beaten by that Bartosz guy. Junior's cross, Shahata, no, to Palovic though, gives it to Junior, and Junior hits the side netting. It's a siege at the moment, I think that's fair to say. We've only had 4 shots on target though. Leerte, we clear straight away, easy. Planinsek, huge ball clear by Villamayor. Klein's going to run onto it, and I mean, well, Route 1, yes please. How can that possibly have been a handball? I mean, seriously, what would he do a little forward roll and tap it with his hand away from him? He pushed the guy over, if anything. Where's the handball possibility there? He bent down and rolled it away from him or something? Mad. Croatian Commie's been picking up a knock. Oh, and off he comes. No, now another one. That's 2 players with knocks. Klein down to Shahata. Shahata went for a dink. Terrible effort. And it's gone wide. I have to think about I don't think I put Makovsky on the bench because I was concerned about... Okay, never mind anyway. Leata, Zivkovic, and Zikovic, and they actually have a shot on target. Leata's ball in, but it's straight into the hands of Seaman. Straight down the throat of Seaman, shut up. Muesli, his header goes over. I can see that his name is Musil, by the way, but I'm calling him Muesli. Entertaining first half. We've got Shahata. Croatian Komi feels he can shake it off. Is that what it says? Shake off the knock, yeah, okay. Let's bring on Nak Taylor for Ibrahim Shahata because he's looking pretty tired somehow. He's to be fair, he's only had about 15 minutes break since last season. He's probably having flashbacks to when we played Ilicevic last time. Villamayor to Planinsek. Planinsek to Klein. Klein finishes off lovely. Second of the game, and it's 2-0. He signed a new contract this year. A lot of clubs were interested in him, and he only had 1 year left on his deal. So I thought, well, we'll just extend his contract. And we also extended the contract of Determined Henry and one more very good player. I can't remember who it was. That's apparently a 4-4-2. What the hell? What? That must be the 4. Anyway, header over the bar from Takeshi's Castle. They've gone 4-3-3 now, apparently, although it still says 4-4-2. I think this panel doesn't quite work properly. Takeshi's Castle up to... Oh, lovely stuff. Planinsek goes round his man, and he scores. There we go. It's a classic second half against Ilicevic. We just dominate them, as usual. In which case, let's bring on Ramon Rodas to give him a game. And why not give Topalovic, take him off for Dimitri Badaini. Okay, here we go then. Badaini, lovely stuff. Ilicevic. Osmani's ball to Klein, doesn't quite get through to him, but Osmani has it again. Croatian Komi staying on despite being injured, which is fine for now whilst we're not playing any Champions League games. He can then take a couple of weeks rest. Oh, Sobot makes a good save, stop Klein getting a hat-trick. Now they make a free kick, which just goes straight to the goalkeeper. Thanks for that highlight. Villamayor turns. So that must mean that we're going to score here. Yeah, there we go. Rodas, can he get his... Oh, Rodas, on your debut, mate. That would have been beautiful. Would have only been moments after his debut started as well. Shame. Villamayor to Klein. Tackled, but Villamayor has it again. Junior now. Can he try and slip in Rodas? He does, but... Poor decision making. Could have taken a touch forward to give him a bit more of an angle on that shot, but no. Hoha to Krasa. Seaman saves. Remember, the aim this season is to try and win all of the games. I don't see that it should be too much of a problem. Klein, but we always seem to just drop off. Look, I've seen Krim Teplicia. I checked. They haven't been taken over or anything. They are just on a freaking tear. Beating Odessa 3-0. They had an excellent season last season. Oh, it's Klein again. It's his hat-trick. He's having an absolute stormer. It's 4-0 against Ilicevic. And we take our spot at the top of the table already. Num. Stal do seem to be struggling. They are 3-0 down already. Kruvbas, though, losing 2-0. Who are they losing 2-0 to? Dynamo Kiev. Borovkov scoring twice. Our former boy. The agent in Kiev for us. Seaman's ball goes up towards Rodas. He gets to it as well. Osmani to Croatian Komi. Klein. Can he go for a fourth or can he set someone else up? Biton to Osmani. Osmani to Junior. Junior to Osmani again. It's just control. We've just got control over this game. Nak Taylor tackles the ball in. For some reason, I don't know how he could possibly have done that, but he must have swiveled 180 degrees in like less than a second and taken a shot. Oh, Nikolaev has been let through there. Terrible finish. One suspects that Ilicevic will struggle. They were only above the relegation zone by 3 or 4 points last year. I think they'll be on for a similar showing based on this performance today. Well done, lads. Very good. I mean, we did much worse than last year, but still, we were excellent. Kruvbas went down 3-0. Everyone else did pretty much as expected. Stal being beaten by Shakhtar comfortably. Karpati beating Obolon. Sevastopol, the other promoted team, being beaten by Metalist. So yeah, good. Not a bad start. Krim Teplice are doing just ridiculously well. And that's good. Let's go up here and see what's going on. You want an improved deal for Torsten Wanschik. He went on loan, didn't he, last year? No, he didn't. Well, let's maybe send him on loan then to... Oh, I tried to send him to Lechia, that's why. Not for now. Let me tell you. Prove to me on the pitch. I accept your challenge. Yes, well, that and the fact that I'm sending you on loan. Let's attend the press conference, I suppose. Wolfgang was outstanding. We did very good. Never stop looking for ways to improve the team. And that is true. I'm still looking for that left back. Right, so I will see you guys after Christmas when we see how we're getting on in the league and we see who we're playing in Europe, be it the Champions League or the Europa League. We expect at this point to be playing someone at that point. So I'll see you later, guys. Bye, 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 bye.